Alright, so moving into the next game, and actually, as the map is pulled up, I am going to go ahead and explain the changes that are absolutely rocking the Tal'Darim Alter world here, making this map so much better than it already was. It was actually a really good map. From the beginning, this map has definitely stood the test of time, and it is a map that a lot of Zerg do not like to play on, or did not like to play on before. So go ahead and introduce the players, Brian.
Okay, in our top right we have in the pink are Zerg FSMuTalisk, and close by air on the top left is our blue Terran eLiTeLegend. This is one of those strange maps that like very, very, very rarely do you actually cross spawn.
Right.
I don't know why, but that's like
But it
that's
does
like
it does actually work out on this map because of the distance. Even though it's technically this position is close by air and close by ground, that because of the distance, it doesn't make that big of a deal because it is a very long distance. Not
yes.
just that, but you do have the Xel'Naga placements. If you know where your opponent is, you can keep an eye on the center of the map. You can keep an eye on where his army is mobilized, and that's one thing I did like about this map. But I want to go into the change here that they did make. If you pay attention to the thirds, at every base, the third here has no rocks. They did remove the rocks on this map as it was a balance change, and it is definitely something that was very welcomed by Zerg. So you might see FSMuTalisk go for that third, and instead of doing like a 2-base all-in, which you used to see a lot on this map, so from Zerg. So this is definitely a very welcome change, and it's going to be interesting actually to see how that is used.
Absolutely. And I think, I know that it's imperative to Zerg, but it was annoying for everybody.
Right. It was
No one liked
for
having to
everybody.
break rocks to get their third.
Yeah, it really was just a matter of when it came to Zerg versus anybody, it was annoying to everybody, but Terran and Protoss can survive on 2 bases. They can do these 2 bases, these 2-base pushes, and it not be an all-in. Whereas Zerg needs that third base, or they're behind. So this is definitely a change that was very welcomed.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, because it takes quite a few Zerglings to eat through that efficiently.
Right. Now that's actually a very nice placement on that Overlord that eLiTeLegend, if we were to switch to his view here, he does not see that Overlord. And that Overlord
And
sees everything.
and we do see FS Mute welcoming the change here and taking that third now. Because this is now giving him. Now, I do like that that with the rocks aren't there, but it is a double attack area on that third.
Right.
So you do have to be careful of getting flanked.
But that's okay. We do have a Marine moving into the natural of FSMuTalisk. This is going to do some damage here. It looks like it may have almost got some drones, but that was a good reaction from FSMuTalisk as the Marine is going to run up and see this third.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's got workers still off the line. 2 of them chasing it down.
Yeah, that is actually a very good play from eLiTeLegend.
Anytime you can get workers off just temporarily and not lose a unit, then it's certainly worth it.
It is definitely worth it. We do have more Marines, 3 Marines coming out, and they're going straight for the third, it looks like. And they're followed by 2 SCVs and another Marine.
And it looks like he is going to go for another proxy bunker here.
Yeah, we did see him do this last game, and the Marines are now in the base. They're going directly after that Overlord. If you can supply block your enemy, then what good? It doesn't matter how many bases he's up on. He cannot produce. But these Lings are going after the Marines. Looks like all but one is down, and he's going to clean up this perfectly. FSMuTalisk with a great response. He is going after that SCV. There it goes, and is forcing a cancel on that bunker that did not pay off at all for eLiTeLegend.
Absolutely. Yet there's his other bunker is going. Kind of a strange position of his other bunker here. If you take a look, that it's blocking between his first and second instead of starting to wall off towards that ramp. which leaves his natural very exposed to these lings, because they're not going to be able to shoot all the way to like the bottom gas area. Um,
Right, and that is actually a big deal because if you can snipe out a gas, that is actually very good against Terran, unless the Terran is going for bio, but we do have 2 gases coming up, so I don't really think that we're going to see that much bio. We are probably at some point going to see Thors, we might see Banshees, but that 2 gas is definitely an indicator of something going gas heavy, and if he can snipe out a gas, or if he can snipe out some of the SCVs down here, then that would absolutely be great when they're down. He does have the Marines positioned pretty good there, as the Lings are going to run up there, and they're going to see this. And let's see, he does pull them back. He loses 1 Ling without doing any damage, which is it's okay because you can sacrifice Lings against this. He does see what's going on. He does realize there are Marines there, and there is an expansion up.
Absolutely, and it looks like at this point, Elite has only been using that gas for the shields and stem, and now going on to Blue Flame. So yeah, he's going to stay mainly bio with Hellions to back it. Um, that is a good method, because as soon as that Blue Flame switches off, he can switch off onto a reactor and really get going there.
Right, now we do actually have 3 gases up for FSMuTalisk, but only 2 of them are being mined, which is a little interesting. I'm pretty sure that's probably just a mistake on his part. He probably thought he had it. There we go. Now he's got 1 idle drone here, not doing anything. He should catch that any moment, which is fine. He is moving Lings across the map. More and more Lings being streamed, but I don't know how good that's going to be. He doesn't have any Banelings, as these Marines and this Hellion are going to clear through that, and he's forced to pull those Lings back.
As we see, Blue Flame and Stem are getting close. First Marauder's working its way out. We're going to see the Starport go into play for Medivacs to help keep these alive.
I really don't like what I see here. No Baneling nest, but he is getting the Infestation Pit. I just don't know how much good the Infestation Pit is going to be without Banelings against this. This is a very Marine-heavy army, and some Fungals can clean it up, but he doesn't have anything but Lings, and that army can destroy these Lings before he loses his Marines. He really can.
Yeah. I'd really like to see Elite go ahead and get that concussion shield started to slow some of those Lings down. It's a very powerful part of the arsenal. Being able to, especially with that many Lings on it, to be able to just hit and slow, it really can completely screw up
Well, here is the push from Legend, as he is he's destroying some of these creep tumors, and the Marines are running in. He has a really nice micro from Elite here, and pulling into the corner. He's going to clean this up perfectly. And
that's without the Medivacs to support.
But that did quite a bit of damage, killing quite a few Lings as he's, just streaming more and more reinforcements across the map here.
As HK Robber reminds himself, I need to be awake by now.
I really need to turn off. I need to set that to a different time. But it looks like there is more units being ran into the third here, but it might be cleaned up here, actually. It looks like FSMuTalisk might be able to hold this with the Queens and Lings. If there was Marines die, then there we go. The Lings and the Queens can hold this. He is going to do fine. There was a pickup here, and are we going to see this pickup go anywhere? No, it's just going to go back to the base.
And that poor last Marine, he said, screw you.
Yeah, right. So that was actually a very nice hold from FSMuTalisk.
Yeah, and again, with this many Marauders without concussions is very strange to me. More Medivacs here is definitely going to make it more difficult. An SCV over here to heal that 4 hit point would be quite nice. Okay, concussion coming now with the +1. He either needs to run that Hellion back or get an SCV forward. It's 4 hit points as much as he was able to pick it up, And he is going to change directions here and go for a drop. and he is going to walk into a pattern that's going to say, "Hey, look, Zergling, look what I see."
Oh, but we
So
do have
Army
a
will
great
be in
reaction from
position.
FSMuTalisk as he does see this.
Oh, interesting, dropping some
Oh,
to
and
the
Fungal. Fungal going down.
dropping to some to the bottom and just using the vision. Um,
Now, he was able to waste 2 Fungals. That is energy that those Infestors needed. The one thing about Infestors, and this is absolutely huge about Infestors, is that if you can waste their energy, if they have no energy for Fungal, and they hardly have any energy for Infested Terran, then they are pretty much just useless supply
yeah, a
at that
big
point.
pile of turd laying there.
Yeah.
You know, that the best you can do is put them underground and leave them. You know.
There's another engagement here. Those
Yeah.
things are going to just get sheared there. No damage being done.
Yeah, I'd like to see him oversaturate some of these medevacs a little bit, because that is where the power of the medevac really works in strong, is when you've got a lot of them that everything's being repaired at once, and it's really hard to put units down. And there goes the Bangling Nest beginning now finally, as we are seeing a more spread out attack this time.
But it's all clumped up now, and a nice Fungal there. Very nice Fungal there. If he can just do it one more time, no, he's going to go ahead and get another Fungal out on those Hellions. I mean, while the Marines and Marauders might be able to be healed, the Hellions, he has no SCVs out there to heal these Hellions. So some very nice Fungals there, doing damage to the Hellions, doing damage to the Marines, wasting some of the energy on these medevacs, and wasting the just dealing some damage to those Hellions. That is pretty big, because once the Hellions are out of the picture, the Lings can clean up the rest.
Right. And we are going ahead and seeing the 4th going down for FSMuTalisk, as at the same time that the 3rd has finished up and only been able to mule in once for Elite. Yeah, I'm really surprised that we're not seeing something, even if you just use a mule to, you know, get some of these back up to full health. Our SCVs are out now. We'll go ahead and let them start repairing. And, you know, that is the joy of the SCV. Is he can get all of these mech units back up to speed, including the medevacs. 17 Banglings on the way, and the Ultralisk Cavern to go along with it. Now that is going to make this
definitely big.
A hard turn in.
Not to mention there is +3 on the way, and Zergling attack speed. These are major upgrades compared to the +2 or 2/2 that is coming out for the Terran. And there's an engagement in the middle of the map. Nice Fungals going down. They're just going to clean all of this up. Very nice Baneling bust, and everything is dead.
Yep. Army gone.
Very nice. Very nice play from FSMuTalisk, as he's just going to chase this army back and clean up what he can. He has quite a few Lings just coming into this base. He might be able to just push, and maybe he can win right here, but that is a very nice positioning from eLiTeLegend. The Banelings are not in there right now. If he can move them around and bust on these SCVs, there goes some of the SCVs. He's able to do some damage. He's got 14 SCVs that are dead. Infested Terran being thrown up into the base, but it looks like maybe he can do some more damage. Some nice Fungals going down.
Oh, Fungals as well. Look at that.
Doesn't look like eLiTeLegend is going to be able to hold this. More Infested Terran are being brought in. The medevacs are down, so any fire is dead, and there's the GG. Very nice play from FSMuTalisk. That was absolutely wonderful, taking the game and moving into round 2 of the losers bracket.
Okay, so